What's going on, everybody? My name's Matt, and welcome to Market Unlimited. Since 2021, PayPal has been in a directional downtrend, starting over $300, bottoming out in the low 50s. A lot of people are wondering if this recent rally is just a temporary thing or if it has a lot more upside. So today we're going to take a look at PayPal stock and see if we can figure out what direction it's going to go, as well as some price targets to look out for. So if you like this type of content, make sure you subscribe, like the video, and otherwise, let's get started. Starting in August, we can see a formation starting to occur. This would be called an inverse head and shoulders pattern. So going back to mid-August, we had PayPal sell off to about $58. And then as we go a little bit further down the road to October, this is where PayPal hit its ultimate low, slightly under $51. As we can see, it starts to recover and then it has another pullback to $58. Now, an inverse head and shoulder is a bullish pattern, meaning that it's typically going to reverse. And then we start to see that happen immediately afterwards, with PayPal rallying all the way to about $68. A little bit of a pullback since that point, and then we enter earnings. When earnings, there was a major sell-off, and it knocked us conveniently down to around the neckline that we referenced a second ago. Since then, we've seen a slight uptrend start to form with a larger rally occurring recently. Now, this rally is interesting for a few different reasons. One, it's having a couple of breakouts. One slightly above, let's just say about $65. So it breaks over 65, it pulls back again to this area. Now we're seeing it start to break above the high 66 area, and we're seeing it once again pull back to this area. So I have a couple of predictions of what could happen in this type of situation. Either this time it breaks out again to a higher level, or this breakout fails, kind of like the one that we just recently seen the end of January, and we might see a pullback to the high 64s again. If that doesn't hold up, then I think the next area that we're going to look at is this rising trend line area, which is a little bit over $60. It's also going to line up with this support area that I didn't draw. So I think that, everything is still bullish as long as we stay above $60 for the time being. But these are some key areas to take a look at depending on the price action. So I know the question on everybody's mind is this going to go higher or is it going to go lower? And if I were to pick, I would say that we're going to see higher. And I say this for a few reasons. The first reason is it's trading above both its 200-day and 50-day moving average. So right now we are starting to see some bullish price as compared to the price historically, at least in more recent memory. The other thing that I like happening is that we're starting to see the 50-day moving average inch closer and closer to the 200-day, and it's about to overtake it. Now, in technical investing, this is what's referred to as a golden cross. It's an extremely bullish technical pattern that is usually indicative of a breakout. So we're already starting to see this slight breakout right here, and then the pullback. I think this is going to push it sooner rather than later to a newer high. And what would the next newer high be? Well, if we use history as a guide here, we're going to look at some of the areas that it was a little bit farther back. And the area that I'm really keeping an eye on is around $72. Not saying that it won't go higher than that as the year plays out, but I would say, for the immediate target, if we get a bounce here and then it goes higher, I think this is a good area to look out for. We might see it hit the $72 area and then it may have another temporary pullback. So just something to keep in mind if we do see the breakout and you're interested in maybe taking some profits or, what have you. I think 72 is a really good place to keep an eye on. There is one thing to keep an eye on if PayPal continues to run and hits our $72 target. What I'm looking at here is what's called the RSI, the Relative Strength Index. And the reason this is important is because it helps track the momentum of the stock and whether it's being overbought or oversold. So, as you can kind of see in this channel, usually when it gets to the lower end of the range, like it would have been here, whether bullish or bearish overall, usually you'll start to see a reversal, at least short term. And the same thing happens when it gets a little bit towards the higher end. You'll see a pullback generally just to kind of balance things out because you've had a pretty big run in a short period of time. And as we can see, that's similar to what's happening now. So you have to look at it this way. In what could be potentially 2 weeks, you have a move anywhere from $58 up to $72 potentially. So if we do get to 72, I would imagine that the conditions would be overbought in that type of situation. And not that the stock would be bearish, but it's probably due for a pullback. So something to keep in mind when yeah, paying attention to this. So wrapping everything up. Right now, PayPal is in a slight uptrend. We're starting to see it break above key resistance levels, and we're on the cusp of a golden cross forming. So everything looks pretty positive to me. Obviously, the RSI is getting a little hot, so it's possible it could dip at some point, but I don't really see a reason for that to be of any concern. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, but if you do like this type of content and you want to see more videos going over stocks, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. It was good talking to you guys, and until next time.